What's up, guys? Luna Wolf from XS here. I'm back from my trip. I had a lot of fun. We got to go to Germany. We got to go to Doha, Qatar, or Qatar, wherever you're at. They say it different. And we also got to go to Scotland. So y'all know the board's empty except for Niall O'Connor. If you requested a video, man, just let me know. Remember last time you requested a video, I put you on the board, but I'd already done the video. If somebody else requested it, request the video, and I'll put you on the board, whatever. We are going to have the subscriber playoffs tomorrow night. Not sure what time, but just boom, randomly I'll pop up live. We're going to have 16-man playoffs to see what 4 names go on the board. So there's 4 names that go on the bottom of the board, and there's the name at the top who gets the most upvotes that goes at the top of the board. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm not perfect at this, so, you know, I'll mess up, whatever. Who cares? All right, so my trip, let's see here. I've got pictures ready to go up. So we landed in Germany, and we were near Bitburg, Germany. So we went there, but we passed through this train station, which was really beautiful. The picture does not do it justice. The train station was amazing. It's kind of like down in a valley, which was freaking awesome. But we went on through that. We didn't stop there. We went on through that. I would have loved to stop there and get photos and all that. So we went to Bitburg, Germany. This is a photo of the, I don't own these photos. Like, you can go on my Instagram and see my actual photos. I actually did not take one single photo while I was in Bitburg, Germany. Just because, you know, I was kind of walking around enjoying everything. But so this is Bitburg, Germany. This is kind of the square we're in. There's a little, there was, that in the square they had it set up. They were selling fruits and vegetables and all that stuff. And we had some Bitburger beers. So boom, there's the Bitburger logo and the brewery's there. So pretty much the whole town is owned by Bitburger Brewery or whatever. Because it's everywhere. It's on everything. But so we got done there. We left there. And we went to old Al-Udeid Air Base. Now, this is not top secret or anything. You can Google Maps this place. You can find out everything you need to know about this place on Google. But here's a representation. These are the trailers I've stayed in before. But we stayed in what's called the RLBs, which is basically a trailer, but it's huge, open bay. You stay in bunks. It's almost like if you're in Europe, it's like a hostel or whatever. You stay in, it's a bunch of bunks in a room. But these are trailers from Al-Udeid. I've stayed in these before. It's pretty much Al-Udeid's one giant trailer park. Here's the bra. You can also, like, I got all these off of Google, which is hilarious. But this is the bra for natural reasons. It's called the bra. Like, I'm not going to explain that, but this is where we met up every night and drank beer. This is kind of the social area. This is also the area what we call nonners focus on. Nonners are people who are non-essential to the mission, meaning like they do not launch aircraft, they do not fly aircraft, and they do not work on aircraft. Nonners love the bra because this is where people like me, maintainers, go to relax. So we lay back, we smoke a cigarette, we drink some beer, and the nonners always come up and tell us, hey, you can't smoke in this area, or hey, like, you know, even in the military, like sometimes wearing your sunglasses is illegal. They'll come up and be like, hey, take your sunglasses off or something. It's crazy. So this is where we go to relax, but at the same time, you got to be on watch for nonners because they got nothing else to do. Nothing else to do. Okay, whatever. All right, what's the next photo? I'm going to have to click on these. Oh, this is a representation. This is an actual photo from Al-Udeid. This is black mold. So you go in the showers. It's gotten a lot better. A lot better. Because I was just there a couple days ago. This is an older picture from when I was there in 2014. There was black mold everywhere. You see it coming down from the ceiling. It's because the place, like, it stays wet all the time and blah, blah, blah. But, oh, black mold. Dude, the showers are disgusting. This time they are much better. They're doing a much better job at cleaning the showers, stuff like that. But this is the way it used to be. It used to be disgusting. It used to be nasty. I stayed sick. I was there for 2 months in 2014, and I stayed sick almost the entire trip because the ACs are pumping out God knows what, and there's black mold everywhere, which will most definitely make you sick. Now that you've seen all that from the desert, this is Doha, Qatar. Look at this picture, how beautiful this is. This is an actual picture of Doha, Qatar. I've been here because it's only about 16 miles from the base. It's funny, you see all those other pictures of all the sand and the desert, and you're like, man, this place sucks. Well, if you go downtown, boom, this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful city. Amazing city. A lot of y'all know Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways is like here and whatnot. I actually heard, I'll say it's a rumor because I don't know if it's true, but I kind of believe it. They say that most of these skyscrapers are empty. And I kind of believe it because I've been to downtown Doha, and there's not, like, when you get in the city, which is what you're seeing right now, when you get in the city, there's not a whole lot of people around. But still, beautiful place, amazing place to visit. Go eat. They got food from all over the Middle East. They're freaking amazing. The next place we went to, Ayr Scotland. Scotland. I said that as many times as possible without getting beat up. Scotland. Scotland. Is that how you say it? I don't know how you say it. Who texted me? You better be texting me right now. This little three-way right here you see on the map, we actually went through that. That's Wallace Tower. You're seeing in the background there. I don't know the historical significance of it, but I'm assuming it has something to do with William Wallace. Whatever. I don't even know if he's a real person. Was he a real person? Who cares? There was a movie, Braveheart, made about him. Mel Gibson was the main character. Let me get a sip of my beer. All right, so we were in this square. Had a pretty good time. The guy I was with was very timid of the area. Even though Scotland has some of the nicest people, we didn't get messed with. Nobody talked to us. But my buddy was very nervous and timid. So this is the place I wanted to go, the Tam O'Shanter Inn. It's supposedly, whatever, one of the oldest inns and pubs in the world. Now, there's a lot of different pubs, like there's 5 pubs that argue who's the oldest. But apparently the Tam O'Shanter takes the cake because it was like founded in like 15 something. Not the building you see here. This building supposedly, from what they say, was built in like 17 something. So it's possibly, it's in at least in the top 5 oldest pubs in the world. And that's bars. I'm sure there's structures older than that, but I'm saying that's as far as bars, pubs go. It's one of the oldest. The guy I was with, he was afraid of this place. We went in one time, and I asked, like their kitchen was closed, so I asked where could we eat, and they said there's a lovely place right down the street to eat. So we left, and we forgot the name of it. So I came back, and my buddy was real embarrassed having to ask again. So I was like, whatever, man, I'll go in and ask myself. So I went in and asked, like, hey, where's a fish and chips place? And they pointed me in the right direction, but my buddy was still freaked out, so he didn't want to go where we were going. And he also was afraid of the Tam O'Shanter, which is weird because it's seriously like a old people's locals bar. So it's old people and it's locals. Kind of like I like to hang out with, I like to hang out with locals. He apparently does not. He was afraid of the place, which is strange. This is a photo, like, we didn't really go much else. We went and saw the river and all that, but the river flows into what you're seeing now. This is a photo of the Bay of Ayr, and we didn't get to see this because, I quote, he said, what did he say? He said, like, I don't like the ocean, or like, I don't like the beach. I think that's what he said, like, I don't like the beach. And I was like, all right, cool, I guess we won't go see this, because one of these islands is where they get the curling stones for the Olympics. So that's pretty cool. Like, the curling stones for all the Olympics come from one of these islands you see here. I don't really know which one or whatever. The last time I was in Scotland, I couldn't see it. You could kind of see it. It was fuzzy because there was fog everywhere. But it was a good trip, even though it was kind of odd that my friend was afraid of just about every turn we took. But it's okay. We had a really good time in Germany. Actually had a decent time in Qatar, even though it's the desert and there's nothing to do. And we had a pretty good time. We had a pretty good time in Scotland. We watched some football, and then my buddy was tired, wanted to leave, so I walked him back to the hotel. And then I went back out and I watched the end of it was Manchester City versus the Russian team or whatever, and then some other team versus the Russian team from Europe or England, whatever. I really enjoyed watching soccer with actual soccer fans, or football, whatever you call it, wherever you're from. I really enjoyed watching football with football fans. They were a lot of fun. I found a nice bar across from a train station and had a really good time. All right, if you watched this far, I forgot to tell you the subscriber playoffs is going to happen tomorrow night. 16-man subscriber playoffs. So stay tuned for that. It's going to happen sometime tomorrow night. I might do an update video to let you know what time, but we'll have the subscriber playoffs, and then we'll start the reaction board back up. I appreciate y'all watching. Also, Lofty Shot, man. It was fun talking to you while I was in. It was cool being in Scotland, knowing that you weren't that far south from me. I will be back there very soon. Maybe, if possible, if I can get a weekend off, we could go have a beer somewhere. So, Lofty Shot, hit me up, man. Also, anybody else that's in England, I'm wanting to fly to Ireland and, go around Ireland. I've been to Scotland, so I'm good with that for now. So I'm going to be in England for a little while, for at least 2 months. It's going to be a while. I want to hop over to Scotland and maybe somewhere else in Europe. I've seen enough of Germany. Nothing against Germany. I love the place, but I've traveled all over Germany. So I want to do Ireland, and I want to go other places while I'm in England. But I appreciate y'all watching, man. Subscriber playoffs coming up. You know the thing. Check me out Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, all them places. Appreciate y'all watching. Check me out in the streets.